What's going on, guys? Agile General here again. We are going to be playing a little bit of 1212 AD on a land battle, not a siege battle this time, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll get things going here in slow-mo as it takes us a little bit to run up anyways to meet each other. But starting it off here, we'll start with my faction. I was playing as the Empire of Epirus, and I actually stuck quite a bit of money into my archers. As you can see here, they are pretty heavily armored, and they have a nice shield on their back, helping them to block arrows. And if we zoom over here, in the center of our lines here, we have Bashi Bazook, who is the Republic of Noah. And they are a very shiny faction. Bashi put quite a bit of money into his cav, and then he also had pretty good money for his front line here of spears and pikes. And then on our far right flank here, we have Dr. Evil, who actually had a picture of Dr. Evil as his profile picture, which I thought was kind of funny. Unfortunately, Dr. Evil didn't communicate with us very well in this match, but that's okay. He brought no cav either, which Bashi and I were kind of wondering about, but I guess he invested heavily into spears here, thinking that they might be able to just stop the enemy's cavalry here. If we go over to our opponent's side, on their far right flank, on our far left flank here, we have Raisukius, something like that. Sorry if I butcher your names here. Playing as the Kingdom of Denmark. And, yeah, Bash and I were a little bit nervous about the Kingdom of Denmark. Their infantry is very good, especially these Huskarls here. Very strong. And, of course, he also has okay cav. So. And in the center of our enemy's team here, we have Panamet, who is the Kingdom of Hungary. And he brought a fairly balanced army here, investing more into his cav. You can see here they are upgraded quite a bit. And on our far right flank, on the enemy's far left flank, we have Hardup, who is the Republic of Venice. He brought a very balanced army with some handguns. Alright, we'll get this battle going here. So like I said, Dr. Evil didn't really communicate with us. I'm not sure if there's a language barrier there or what, but that's okay. Bashi and I were talking. We were fairly nervous about Denmark's infantry. We weren't too concerned with Hungary or Venice. Mostly just Denmark over here. I did stick quite a bit of money into my archers. So when I was looking at the risk level, I guess, for my infantry versus their infantry, it was definitely a high risk for pretty much all of my units. But yeah, I do make some silly mistakes, and we'll go over those here, but I'll just use it as a learning point. And yeah, right now we're both just kind of sizing each other up. Dr. Evil went with a very wide, thin line here. I'm not sure if he was newer or what here, but he had his spears in, I guess, like 2 lines here. Very, very thin, and the enemy cav, I'd say even if these spears were braced, the enemy cav will still just come and rip right through them, just because of that mass. Over here on my flank, on the left flank, we have Denmark, who was doing this kind of weird like angle approach, and again spreading super wide. Yeah, so Bash and I were talking like, okay, this is weird, which I guess I don't really see this too often. I'm not sure what he was really thinking. Maybe he was thinking that he could, I guess, like envelop me around this flank over here on his right flank. But yeah, I was getting a little bit impatient here. I was like, okay. So Denmark's marching up here, and he's actually, I believe, this Denmark player, Raisukius, is actually fairly new to online battles. I don't think that he's a new Total War player. So it's kind of cool that we got some newer people in here. It's always nice to see, especially a mod grow in the community, like this one or Rise of Mordor. At this point here, Bashi and I were talking, And we're like, yeah, I'll go ahead and angle my army to face Denmark here. And I definitely want to be ready with my archers. Denmark has really good infantry, but they're a little bit more susceptible to arrows. Usually you kind of have to outmaneuver them with your archers in order to beat them. And seeing as how they didn't have any missile units, I was pretty happy about that. So they definitely went took that extra money and put it into their better infantry, which is fine. Over here on the other flank, like right here is the outside of the map, and so yeah, I mean we have the Republic of Venice, who's like pretty much trying to just scale the outside of the map here and come around. Right here we have a nice frontal charge from Hungary. Like I said, they're spread so thin that the cav just goes right through them. And I mean, look at that. And some of them are getting back up, but still. Had 120 men down to 88, 87. Center lines are about to clash here. Between Hungary and the Republic of Guinea. We have a nice volley coming in from the handguns of Bashi. Denmark and I are kind of sizing each other up over here. Like I said, hopefully I don't miss a couple key mistakes that I make over here. You can see I'm trying to shift over some spears because I know that he's about to take that cav fight. I was trying to bait him out to bring him over closer, which is the beginning of my mistake there. So over here we have the Duchy of Lorraine and Venice, and they're just starting to kick it off here. Here's the first mistake that I had. I was watching the right flank over there and not mine, and I got charged by Denmark's cav here. I did get my spears in there, which was nice, and I do start opening up with my missile units here on their infantry.
Enemy units have been rallied.
So all the way across here we have nice engagement starting. Don't want to miss this over here. So here's the mistake I was talking about. I did get kind of caught up microing some of my other units here, but I screwed up because I let my cav just sit here. My cav was better than theirs. I had spears in here, and by all rights, I could have pulled my cav back and let the spears handle him, which would have freed up a lot of space over here. Here you can see, because of that mistake, my general is getting attacked right there. And Denmark definitely sees that and is taking advantage of it. I'm trying to rush over units to support my left flank, but yeah, this was my mistake right here. Leaving them all clustered up like that. Here you can see Bashi's pulling some of his cav through, which was nice of him. Good move. Over here on the far right, we do see that that Venice is slowly ripping through Lorraine here. I keep trying to remember what Lorraine's name is. It's kind of a strange faction that I don't see very often on 1212. But yeah, again, this mod is 1212 AD. It's for Attila Total War, and it's pretty cool. Pretty much like medieval setting during the Crusades, and yeah, it just almost embodies like a medieval 3 if you're into that time period. So here we got Bashi and Panamat going at it. Nice close-ups for you. Alright, then zooming back over here to Dr. Evil's side on the far right flank. So because his army was so spread out here, he's kind of getting like trampled. He's getting overwhelmed my cav. I mean, he couldn't really support
Could have
his
thrown
far
down
right
his
flank, and
weapons
they're
and are
kind of just
fleeing.
wrapped all the way around here. And he didn't really turn to face them, so they're just getting like kind of like a tidal wave. It's getting washed in here towards the center and into his left flank. So good move on hard up here as the Republic of Venice is wrapping as far out as he could to come in on Dr. Evil's right flank there. On my side over here, it's the exact opposite story. I'm getting overwhelmed on the left flank. But again, I'm really focusing on my archers here. I microed my
You're
archers in
routed
this
and are
game
fleeing.
probably harder than I've
The enemy
microed
refuses
most
to admit
units,
defeat.
and
Their
even in
unit has
like Rome
rallied.
too. I was really focusing on what my missiles were doing here, as they're pretty much the bane of Denmark's existence. So again, like I said, kind of too late here, but this was the end of my cav. This was a huge mistake on my part, and I'll admit to it. He got his pole arm infantry in here and just surrounded my cav and annihilated him. So definitely a huge mistake on my part and a great move on Denmark's part, as getting his cav to engage me from this way, from the front, and then bringing his pole arms around my left flank here and into the back and setting up this beautiful V formation. So well done to
Our
the
men have rallied.
Denmark player there. As you can see here, most of
Our
my
general has been
frontline
killed.
units are routing
Excellent.
now. And Bashy and I are like talking back and forth. And Bashy's like, pull your units back, you know? So over here, you can see Dr. Evil's pretty much lost too. So at this point, we're definitely getting nervous here. You can see the balance of power definitely shifting in the favor of our opponents here. I
Our
mean,
men flee the
the man
field of
count is
battle.
fairly close
This is
here,
a shameful display.
but it's a little bit more in the opponent's favor here. And I'm pretty much just sacrificing a couple units, trying to pin some of their units in place here. And this is what I was talking about. This is how I use my archers. Um, Definitely friendly fire happening there, but that's okay. So Denmark player here did great on that left flank of mine. But now he does this where he's kind of charging in lone units. And this is going to be a heyday for my archers, especially against shock
Our men
infantry
have
that don't
thrown
have
down their
shields to
weapons and
block
are
my
fleeing.
arrows. Over here, you can see Hard Up playing as Venice. Destroyed all of the Duchy of Lorraine. The duchy is basically entirely destroyed here. And the nice thing is that Bashi did beat the Kingdom of Hungary. So now, Bashi and I are talking, and we're like, okay, we got Denmark on one side, and we got Venice on the other side. And so we're pretty much just like, okay, we need to play
Our
this
forces have found their
smart. We need to
courage.
be more
Back to
defensive
the
about
fight.
stuff. Typically, I'm not a big fan of being super defensive, but in this case, we're pretty much surrounded here. We're fighting a two-front battle. Here, I'm just trying to use some fire arrows to break these noble longswords that are already wavering. All right. And one nice thing was that Denmark didn't bring any missiles, so I felt fairly comfortable. I had to watch out for his cav because he still has quite a bit of cav over here yet, but I felt fairly comfortable bringing my archers up just to kind of make him a little bit more nervous. Over here, you can see Bashy's kind of like forming kind of like a new box here. Typically, I'm not a big fan of new boxes. I don't really like when people do it. I mean, by all accounts, if we look here, even if we go to the overview here, these are our forces. We have Venice coming from this side and Denmark coming from the left side here. And so we're pretty much surrounded. So not a terrible idea. Like I said, usually I don't like to form a new box. I mean, that's why it's called a new box. But in this case, I think I'd permit it because we were completely surrounded here. Um, Again, balance of power. Actually, fairly close to the same same man count here, but it's definitely in the favor of our enemies a little bit there. So I didn't want to lose my archers. So again, I was just kind of harassing him, making him think that I was going to come up and shoot him. And like I said, I do have pretty good range on these archers here, if I remember correctly.
Enemy
It's
units have
like
returned to the
150, I
battle.
believe, something like that. So pretty good range on them. And you can see over here, Venice just trying to reform their lines as well as Denmark. So right now we're just kind of in a break, and they're
Our ally has been
they're
vanquished by the enemy.
pretty much just deciding how they're going to attack us. Again, we do have a pretty significant missile advantage here. I have a lot of ammo left. Bashi has some crossbows here and some handguns here. I was thinking about bringing some fire throwers. It would have been awesome in this if I had known the battle was going to go like this. Some Greek fire throwers. There's always next time. So they do have quite a bit of cav left. That was my main concern. The nice thing is that Bashi had so much like spears and pikes left to kind of fill up into this box here. Over here we did, I guess I saw that Venice was coming in here for the charge. So I moved up my archers, and Bashi and I were talking like, you got to focus down his gunners. Have to focus down his gunners. They were one of our biggest threats here. So that's what I'm doing, telling all my archers just to get into position and fire down on these handguns here. Just trying to get those out of the fight. I saw that Denmark over here was a little bit late, and they don't have any missiles, so I wasn't too concerned about them. Yeah, I wasn't afraid of being shot in the back at all, so that was nice. Usually you don't have that luxury, but like I said, I'm just trying to whittle down these handguns here, which I'm not doing a very good job at, apparently. They haven't lost a single person. Oh, there they go, just as I say it. But you can see over here, Venice bringing their cav around, hoping to break through the non-pike or spear side. And Denmark doing the same. So they definitely saw this as their window of opportunity. So right now we're just kind of getting sandwiched in from two different sides, from our left and our right. Here you can see Denmark kind of bringing his cav over here, as I believe Bashi here thought that, well, they don't have any cav over here, so he'll go over here and help this engagement. Unfortunately, Denmark is wrapping their cav around this side, which good move on Denmark's part. My archers now putting in work against these handgunners here. Got them down to 44 men, and they are routing. And they come back instantly again.
Enemy have rallied their units.
But up here, Bashi doing a great job of really routing this this flank. Denmark is closing in though, so that's a little bit concerning. You can see here, I'm still just trying to heavily micro my archers, and it's actually interesting because I was like, oh great, I lost I lost a lot of my army. I don't have a lot left. It's gonna be pretty much up to my ally here. Who is a random, by the way? All these people were randoms to me. So we were able to communicate fairly well, just through the chat there, and yeah, I was pretty impressed by Bashi Bazook here. He did pretty good. But again, I'm just trying to micro my archers. Like I was saying, it's a good thing that I kind of lost my army. Is now I could like heavily focus my micromanagement on my archers alone. So I'm shifting targets constantly. I see that one is starting to break. I start focusing fire down that unit and just, kind of aid them in breaking. And here we had a mass rout coming in here from the center because Venice just charged straight into these pikes here of Bashi. Again, I'm just trying to focus down these handguns. I'm trying to take out their missile fire so that I have free range just to open up on anybody that I can. Again, Denmark wrapping around the flank up here. And Bashi trying to contain him with his cav as well. But I brought my general in, sacrifice him. Brave, brave general. See just how scary those Danish huskarls are. Now I see a big enemy cav blob. I'm starting to turn some of my archers around. I'm seeing the Bashi's pulling back from these pole arms. My general just died right there, but again, right now there's quite a bit of micromanagement happening between Bashi and I, and yeah, balance of power is starting to come back back in our favor here as our man count is now above theirs. So here we can see the cav fight. And Denmark made the same mistake that I did in the very beginning by blobbing up all of his cav right there and just keeping him in the fight. So here I got what's left of my general unit around the back of these huskarls. I mean, it's not much, but it definitely helped. So over here, we made a big hole, started to rout most of Venice. Had all great opportunities to pull my archers through a lot of these spots. Again, I'm just trying to focus on anybody who's starting to rout here. We just pretty much alleviated the left-hand flank of ours as well. And you can see there, he just gave the order to attack my archers here. But I saw it coming here, and then he actually strapped around to the back of these pikes. And then I'm like, oh yeah, bring that rain. See all the arrows just coming in. Again, I knew that I was getting some friendly fire in this match, but honestly, getting rid of the enemy missiles and enemy cav is top priority here. And you can see now the balance of power very much in our favor. So it went from looking super gloom, and I guess now you know why they call it a noob box. Yeah, I'm just trying to use fire to break these guys before they get to my archers. My archers, like I said, are pretty heavily armored. They do have a sword and shield, so they are capable of melee. I believe it was about right here now. Hard Up, who has his general left over here, suggested to Bashi, who also had his general left, that they should do a duel on foot. So you're going to see that here in a couple seconds. This crossbow proved to be annoying for me. Here you see Bashi just trying to chase him away. But I'm just trying to chase him down with my archers. Again, my archers really coming in clutch here. We got 98 kills, 46 kills, 33 kills, 79 kills. Not super awesome, but they definitely assisted in routing a bunch. Let's see here, these pikes at 104. Bashi's crossbows 112. These pikes 180. These 125. And here we have the two generals ready to face off against each other. So Bashi knew taking this that he was down a few men here. So we have 38 in this full squad for this general over here of Venice. And then over here for the Republic of Genoa, it's down to 25 men. We'll see if we can't get them clashing here. Should be somewhere right in here. Boom. Here we have general versus general in a duel. And everybody was super good sports in this battle. There was no trash talk or anything like that. It was all very friendly. And just a really awesome, friendly duel here that you don't get to see very often between one general and another general unit. You can see here Bashi is losing. And the enemy unit had about double his men. Definitely fighting to the death. These two guys really going ham over here. Oh. No, why? This guy. Oh. And there you have it. Bashi's general routing there. But and Venice not actually losing a single person there. I didn't see that during the battle. Very good. Bashi's like, as soon as you win, you're gonna get rained with missiles. And the whole time, hard up over here. Just, no, my coward's way out. Finally over here in the background, I did manage to route these crossbows, and we got a Pyrrhic victory. So really a back and forth kind of battle there. Like I said, the new box not a great strategy. I made a bunch of mistakes pretty early on here. Um, However, we were able to correct those mistakes as a team and pull together, which really just shows how much teamwork can go, how far it can go here. As the enemy team didn't seem to coordinate very well, they bunched up their units just like I did in the beginning, and ended up losing here because of it. So overall, a super great match, very close the entire time. We had a lot of fun playing it. And yeah, if you guys like 1212 AD, make sure you leave a like and a comment and a subscribe here to the channel. And then that way, I know that you guys like 1212. Again, we're going to play some more battles here. I've actually been having a couple issues with 1212 crashing on me in the middle of games, so I'm going to try to figure that one out too and get to the bottom of that. Anyways, tune in for next time. Thanks for watching.